Hi there and welcome to your Race Advisor Pro members area training videos. In this video we're going to look at pace scores and ratings and how we can use them. We'll look at specific strategies for pace in another video. So we start by coming to our dashboard and choosing a race. And when we come to this race we are going to see next to each horse the little symbol of a horse with a jockey on it. By clicking on this horse, we get the overlay showing us the pace scores in the race. However, before we start using them, we want to click on the predicted pace in the race up here, which in this particular race, we're predicting it to be slow. The text underneath then indicates which type of pace horses we're expecting to perform well and why. You can see in this race that we're expecting there to be no particular leaders or early pressers doing well, and we're going to end up in a race where no horse wants to take the lead. So we should use traditional handicapping methods to determine the strongest mid-pack or closing horses, and then we'll more often than not find the winner in the race. However, we should watch out in these races for mid-pack horses that have been known to historically get the lead regularly. While there isn't a specific horse that's likely to want to be in the lead, one of them is going to have to be, and if a mid-pack horse can get the lead by more than 3 lengths, then they're often going to keep their position all the way to the finish. And if a trainer knows that their horse can do this, they're going to instruct the jockey to go for the front early on to give you a nice priced winner in a slow-paced race. Okay, so we have some information there about what to look out for. Coming down to the pace information, we have leader scores, and this is a score indicating how often the horse has been a leader. And then we have a lagger score, which indicates how often the horse has been a lagger. Now, pace in the UK is very difficult to calculate because we don't have the data that we need from the racetracks for it. The only way to calculate pace scores in the UK is from in-running comments. This means that we are not always able to get pace scores for specific races, and it can make pace information a bit difficult. I would generally recommend that you only consider using pace in races where we have pace scores for the majority of the horses, such as this one. The held up score indicates the amount of races a horse has been held up in and their likelihood of being held up, and then we finally end up with a total pace score. The total pace score is a combination of the leader and the lagger scores. A horse starts with 0 and we add the leader score and subtract the lagger score to come up with a total pace score. And we can see here that the total pace score is not an indication of whether a horse is better or worse. It's an indication of how likely in this particular race a horse is going to be near the front or near the back. So you shouldn't think of the higher the figure the better, or the lower the figure the worse. You should consider their scores here. The lower the figure, the more likely a horse is going to be lagging, and the higher the figure, the more likely the horse is going to be a leader. So you should use that information in combination with the information about the predicted pace of the race to get an idea of which horse is likely to have the most suitable pace in this race. Where we can, we have a preferred pace column. If we have enough pace data for a horse, we can put here the preferred pace score of this horse, where the horse has historically performed the best. Generally speaking, if the score is 0, it means we don't have enough data for this race to calculate a preferred pace. However, we can often calculate a running style even if we can't calculate a preferred pace, and the running style indicates the most common style we've been able to assess a horse runs to from a pace perspective. So, for example, we have been able to assess that Entertaining most often runs as a closer type horse, or Ragnar most often runs as an early presser horse. Interestingly, you can see here that Ragnar most often runs as an early presser horse, not a leader, although in this race, the total pace score would indicate this horse is likely to get to the front first. Based on the information up here of the predicted pace race, this could give it an edge, but we would need to do our traditional handicapping to determine if the horse is strong in other factors as well. So this is how you use pace in the race, and if you no longer want to see your pace rating overlay, you simply click on any horse's little icon and it will disappear. Thank you very much for watching this video, and we'll come back in another video to look at pace specific strategies. Goodbye for now.